Yo, what's up, everyone? So, again, long time no see, but you know, recently have been still having a bit of a vacation. So, yeah, just relaxing and thinking about other stuff. But yeah, today I wanted to talk a bit about Sekiro. I recently started playing the game like a couple days ago, and yeah, before this I played Hollow Knight, which was really fun, and I haven't beat everything in Hollow Knight, but I played all the FromSoft game and well, except for Armored Core and Demon Souls and Sekiro, which is why I was like, you know what, might as well play it. I also had a friend of mine who just beat the game, who was like, oh, you gotta play. And I had the game. I was just waiting to play it, so I'm like, fuck it, I still have some vacation left. Might as well start another game. And yeah, basically, I gotta say, I like the game. It is it is different from other FromSoft games, but at the same time, it is kind of the same. It is different in the sense that it's like it's less of an RPG because it's more of a skill game rather than an RPG. Unlike Souls games, where yeah, you do have some leveling, you do have some ways to get stronger and stuff, but you quote unquote have to be good at the game. I'm gonna be honest, it is yes. For now, it seems like the hardest game. It's not that I have fought some very hard bosses. I've just beaten the first two bosses. The Genichiro. The first time that you fight, I don't know everything about the game. Because you know watched YouTube videos and stuff before getting the game, but that was years ago. So it's not like I'm going in spoiler free. But yeah, I fought Genichiro, and I'm gonna say he was like the first boss that it took me a while. Uh, there was another mini boss which was like the guy surrounded by the gunmen at the entry of the castle. That was another boss that it took me, well, a bit, but not as much as Genichiro. Like it took me a bit of tries, but like not that much. But Genichiro, yeah, I've been fighting him. I think like uh, at least it took me like a couple hours to beat Genichiro because, well, I'm gonna say he wasn't a tough boss. You know, um, in the sense that as soon as I fought him, I was like, yeah, you die a couple of times, you learn the moves, uh, then you die another couple of times because you gotta get down your strategy to beat him, and yeah, you do some frustration deaths and stuff. But yeah, it wasn't so hard. But I will say it did surprise me when I beat him. I was like, oh, okay, I'm done. And he popped up in his second phase, and I was like, oh damn, because I thought in other games they usually yes, they do deplete the health bar and sometimes go into a second phase, but I wasn't expecting that shit from Sekiro since I thought, well, he maybe he's gonna go into his second phase if he has one when he got to his second health bar. I wasn't thinking like he's gonna deplete all of his health bars then go into a second phase. So yeah, that did catch me a bit for surprise, but again, he was not that tough actually. Yeah, I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm a pro gamer. It was super easy. It did take me my tries, but it was never one of those bosses was like, damn, I gotta see how to beat this guy. I give up. How I did with like, well, I do think I did it for just like, okay, I kind of like gave up against Sister Free. Not really give up. Like I did summon because, well, yeah, fuck it. She did have another guy in her second phase, and yes, I did have to look up some tips to beat Melania because I could not beat her. So, well, it's not like I watched like every single strat or some shit or how to block her waterfall dance. I just looked something up like, and I just basically hit her in her second phase when you can stack her easily. So it's not like I couldn't get her down to a second phase or anything. But like after some days that I beat her, that I was fighting her, I gave up. But I did not watch how to beat Consort Radan after pre-nerfed. did take me like 5 or 6 hours, I think, but I did beat him. And yeah, I didn't have to look up anything for Genichiro and stuff, but the parry system, it's kind of shit. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it is cool, like parrying and stuff, but it is actually super easy compared to Dark Souls, and the bosses have too much health. Honestly, in my opinion, like. I'm not saying that there are no bosses with a lot of health in like other Souls games, but like with the parry bar, the posture bar, plus their big health pool, plus their parries thing goes down when you don't like go super aggro, which I know is like the game is meant to be played super aggro and stuff, but still uh, having 3 health bars while you have to like get down their posture and stuff, and it does take a while, and you don't feel like you do a lot of damage. So yeah, that is kind of like it's not the best. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's kind of shitty that you don't feel like you do damage. Also, the Mikiri counter, that shit is fucking needed. And but they don't tell you to get that skill as just as a skill. I'm pretty sure you can go the whole game without picking the Mikiri counter, and I mean, some poor fucker out there, I'm sure has put down the game because he didn't know about the Mikiri counter. And I did know about it, but like I just picked it up randomly. It's not like I remembered everything from uh, from the videos I watched. And yeah, I didn't even know how to fucking do it at first. I was like, what the fuck is this? I thought it was like a better counter. Then I did have to like go back when you're at the bonfire and to see like the skills and on. I was like, how the fuck do you even do it? But then yeah, I learned how to do it. And so yeah, that shit is like actually required in my opinion if you're a normal player and you get into Sekiro. So yeah, I would say like the game is hard, but another thing, I did beat Genichiro, but in his second phase, he was killing me. I mean, not even that much. It was like he killed me more times in his first phase. Like, the second phase is actually easier, in my opinion. But the one thing I will say is like I would get there with not a lot of healing. So uh, when I would get there, he would mostly kill me with his like lightning strike, which uh, before you go fight Genichiro, there's like this mini boss where after you beat the mini boss, it gives you the tooltip about how to counter lightning. And of course, I read it like kind of fast, but still, you don't have a way to go back and reread like these new techniques that you learn. At least I don't know how to do it. So yeah, I ended up beating him with just dodging his lightning and stuff. So I mean, it's not like it was that important. I'm not gonna lie. I almost beat him like 4 times. I just choked. So, and all those times I, I was just dodging the lightning. So it's not that important. But like, come on, you gotta give like a space in the menus where you can read everything from counters to PQ counters to like dodging lightning to stealth kills and stuff. So yeah, the game for now is already like hard. Also, I've never played the Dex build in the Souls game, so maybe it's also that I feel like this you have too short of a range, and but the one thing is like and infinite stamina. I'm not used to playing with infinite stamina, so yeah, that is like for example on the flaming buffalo boss, that shit was like it wasn't hard again. It was just that it was an annoying boss where he ran around everywhere, and like after a while, I was like, oh yeah, you just gotta infinitely run against him, because you have infinite stamina. So that was like a discovery for me. Where you have to get used to playing with infinite stamina and just to manage your posture bar. But again, I don't think like the whole counter thing. Maybe it's gonna be deeper and deeper as a system as you fight other bosses, but it's kind of a shit system, you know. The thing is, like, you have to go super aggro, but maybe I'm shit at the game, but I feel like you actually can't go that aggro, you know. You have to, like, it's kind of back and forth, but a shit ass back and forth, you know, because you have to, like, always hit them, but you have to, like, give them one or two hits, either parry or dodge, one or two hits, either parry or dodge, and that's it. Like, I don't know why people say, "Oh, this has a great combat system and stuff." Like, it is a harder combat system, but I think it's mostly that because the bosses have a fuck ton of health, counting the posture bar. Even without the posture bar, honestly, their health is like big enough, honestly. So you don't feel like you do that much damage, and so yeah, with the posture bar, you technically kill them faster, which is like, mm, I don't know, feel about that, you know. Again, it's a Souls game. I do like it, and I mean, maybe I am having even like maybe I'm beating the game like I would say I'm having an easier time compared to other people who maybe played for as their first game, like my friend did. But from what I understood, from what he told me, he actually was beating the game faster than me. So maybe I'm just shit at the game again. But yeah, like the whole stealth thing, again, not my thing. But I don't play many stealth games or like any at all, so I don't actually mind it since well they have to make their games a bit different from one another, so it's not bad. But still, it's like I don't know, man. It's it's kind of not my cup of tea. I would say that the best thing about the game so far is like definitely the animations, the death blows, the environment, and yeah, you do feel fucking cool as a swinging samurai with your grappling hook and stuff. So the game is cool. Again, I think it's like harder, but like it's kind of shittily harder. Like for me, the bosses and the enemies have way too much health. Like I've also got. Oh yeah, another thing. Like as always, I have a fucking hard time with these games finding my way where to go. You know, before going to find Genichiro, you have to like go up the castle, but there's like you can deviate and go to the mount down with all the monks and stuff. And I went that way. I basically explored the whole area, and I got stuck because I was like, "Where the fuck are you? It's not letting me progress." And I literally had to look it up. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to go up the castle," which was like the original pathway that I had to go to. So yeah, I like already had to look stuff up, but like it's not like I looked the whole game. I just looked. I'm stuck here, and I just saw go here, and I was like, "Oh yeah, let me go back there. I haven't seen there." So yeah, also after beating Genichiro, you have to find Ishin, which is like, holy shit, you go to the house, you find the letter, you go back, they told you, try here, you try there, you have to go all the way back. I'm pretty sure you have to go into that tower where Ishin is like masked, so then you do the quest, and then you have to go back, and then you find Ishin, and it's like, I actually managed to do that on my own, which is like surprisingly weird for me. I usually, even if there's a single quest in these games, I like have to look that stuff up because it's impossible for me. I literally hate like wasting time exploring. I fucking that's the shittiest part of these games from even Elden Ring. Like I hate exploring. The only game I like, well, it's not even the only game because like I played my first Souls game, which was Dark Souls 1, alongside with a playthrough, so I already knew everything. But like you know, I explored the game because I knew the lore and everything. And yeah, the world is indeed interconnected and stuff. But yeah, all these games I like fucking hate exploring. I'm not gonna lie, also because like exploring stuff, you die from two hits from normal enemies. So yeah, once you learn that you can basically just run from enemies in order to just reach the boss. You basically just do that. So yeah, I kind of hate exploring in these games, but that's not just everything. That's like every FromSoft game thing. And yeah, I'm sure there's like a fuck ton of bosses harder than Genichiro for now, which I'm not gonna lie, he was an easy boss. I mean, I can't say that because it took me a lot of hours, but like, yeah, it just took a lot of hours, but I think it was easy. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's a super easy boss. It does take you some time because you have to do super aggro, which is like I'm not used to, but you just basically have to do super aggro. Be a bit careful when he just randomly does some attacks, like jumps in the air and starts shooting you instead of like swinging with his sword. And yeah, I hope I don't have to look at too much stuff up to see where I have to go, but I'm kind of already stuck again to go to the, like, finding the flower thingy. Now I have to go, I don't know. And so yeah, as of now, it looks like it's a harder game than other Souls game. Uh, I'm gonna say it's already harder than like Dark Souls 3, which is I think the easiest game of the series because I can actually beat that game without having to look up a guide. So both the bosses and the world exploration are the easiest in that game. Uh, of course, I'd say it's of course easier than Dark Souls 1. Let's be honest, Dark Souls 1 has some super easy bosses compared to other games. It's the shittier part of the game is like the runbacks. Dark Souls 2, yeah, it's like already harder than a lot of bosses there, but that game was hard for another reason. And there are also hard bosses in that game. It's just like the DLC or like some specific ones. But yeah, other than that, Elden Ring, I would say it's like it's definitely easier, yeah, because like the exploration at least is much easier in Elden Ring for me, and the bosses for now. Margaret also did take me a lot of time the first time beating him, but I did not explore much, so it's kind of 50-50. Also, I did not use Ashes of, the summoning thing, and also Ashes of War. Yeah, I did not even use that shit because I didn't know how to do it. Basically, I just used Ashes of War as basically the last boss. I was just I beat the game with my starting the starting axe that you get from the Vagabond class, basically. So yeah, also Margit took me a lot of tries, and also Godric, he also took me quite a bit of tries. So maybe not as much as Gadician, but no, I'm pretty sure Margit definitely took me quite a bit. Yeah, for now, like the bosses are like on par. I'm sure the Sekiro has like much harder bosses, but also Elden Ring had much harder bosses. But again, I don't remember the bosses in Elden Ring being that hard, and I didn't even have like an OP build or anything. I did have a good build for the DLC, but those, yeah, were actually tough. Also, I did not get enough fragments in the DLC to level you up for the DLC specifically. So yeah, that was also made it harder. But yeah, I'd say I'm sure the DLC bosses are as hard in Sekiro as they are in Elden Ring. It's just maybe I just don't like the combat, but yeah, I don't know. For now, it's a good game. No, come on, it's a great game for now, but yeah, the bosses are kind of shit. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like how the combat feels. Maybe it's just because I play strength build, but yeah, the whole parry thing. The parry is like kind of shitty. It's just very easy to parry. It's not. You don't actually parry. You like just do posture damage basically. So yeah, I don't know which is why people are like, oh yeah, the the combat is great and stuff. The combat is like kind of shit. I'm not gonna lie. Like I thought it would be some like super aggro Bloodborne type thing, but it's like yes, you have to be aggro, but it's a weird kind of aggro. So I don't know. But I want to see if I rage at other. But I did already rage at Genichiro because after I almost beat him 2 or 3 times, I was like, "Come the fuck on" or something like that. But Yeah, honestly, I am enjoying the game. I'm sure I'm not gonna be able to finish it before my vacation finishes, but eh, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how. I'm pretty sure. I know I have at least two or three bosses that are harder, but again, the game is kind of easier because I already played a bunch of Souls games. But it is kind of harder because I don't really like the combat. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just rambling about the same stuff now, but yeah, combat is cool, but it's kind of shit because it takes too much to kill bosses and also enemies. Like I went back after and yeah, that shit when they say you can't level up. It's kind of yes, you can kind of level up, and get stronger. I did go back after beating Genichiro to explore other areas, and it was much easier to kill enemies. Also, you know, uh, yeah, you do have to like kill bosses to get a stronger attack, basically. But you can also get stronger with like health and stuff. So I would say there is a way to make the game easy. Also, I'll be honest, these games, most people play them with a wiki, which, in my opinion, it's not the worst thing to play these games with a wiki. Because at the end of the day, you still have to beat them like normally. You have to play the game, unless like you look up an extremely cheese build, which is like, I mean, it's alright if you enjoy beating the bosses that way, but mm, I wouldn't suggest it. You should beat them like with a normal build the first time, and yeah, afterwards, if you wanna do another replay of the game, you can choose everything and just have fun. It's also super fun to be super OP in this game. When I played the first Dark Souls one, after I beat the game, I like basically look at the glitches and stuff, and I got infinity souls, and upgraded everything. And did all the shortcuts to get super OP early, and yeah, it's also fun to play the game that way. But you kind of cheat yourself out of the first time experience to use shitty ass builds. I mean, by shitty I mean cheese builds, but using a wiki to look up how to get a bit stronger or some tips to beat the boss. I don't think that's gonna ruin your enjoyment. Also, not everyone wants to spend like 5 hours on a boss or something, but you know, to each their own. So yeah, I'm pretty sure there are ways to cheese these bosses in Sekiro, or like ways to basically make them easier. It's not so much like people say when I did play the game. That most people say, "Oh yes, you can like choose bosses. You can super level up in the game. You can't do different builds. You have to like actually get good." It's like yeah, you do that. Stronger, you can make it a bit easier for yourself. So that's like I think it's kind of yes. But yeah, the stealth. Again, I kind of like it, but it is fucking cool how you do that growth and everything. The skill system, honestly, I think if they just put the cure counter in there, you'd be more than fine. That's the only thing that you need, but I don't know why they don't like push it onto you to get the Mercury counter. Or maybe they do, maybe well, I already forgot, but I'm pretty sure that they just give you the skill tree and you can pick everything you want. Which I'm sure most people would get the Mercury counter, but again, not everyone, so. But yeah, also, I'm not gonna lie, Genichiro is the only boss that took me a lot. Even the first boss, the horse guy, he was kind of hard, but not really. Like, I beat him in less than 10 tries or something, so. And yeah, he was also the same as Genichiro, you have to parry, but maybe he didn't do any random attacks or anything. That's why it's not as hard. Genichiro basically, like, he kind of moves like pretty randomly. You have to do one or two attacks, and sometimes he retaliates with a swing, sometimes he does the freaking bow thing, sometimes he does the basically where it goes into like 100% not invisibility, but like you can like stun him out of his attack, and he does one of those attacks. So yeah, I don't know. It's uh, it's a cool game for now. So I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna say it's a cool game. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be harder than Elden Ring once I beat every boss. But again, Elden Ring has quite a bit of bosses that I would say like are actually hard even after you play all these games. Like it's not like I'm a god gamer or anything, but yeah, these games they're not that hard after you beat one of them. So I mean they're still hard, not that hard though. So yeah, this one is hard game, but again. Quote me on this, Super Mario Brothers is harder than any From Software game, at least for me. So yeah, that's it for now. Maybe I'll do another video once I beat the game, or when I'm in the mid game. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, see ya.